I've already made a video on this subject, but there are a few things I think I missed out. And one is leadership. You've got to have the respect of everyone there. And if someone can't accept your orders, your rules, then you're just going to have to get rid of them. And as I said in the previous video, everything relies on the food, the quality of the food. If the food's good, you're going to get customers coming back. If the chef, then that might be you, the owner. If you can't do the food, which makes people come back, and then you're just going to have to get another chef in. But don't just get anyone, because they will tell you anything you want to hear, and they might be hopeless. No, first of all, you should go to another restaurant which sells similar food to you, and taste the way the food should be. And maybe get one of your waiters or waitresses who complains about your food to go with you. And then you can start to rely on their taste rather than your own taste. I mean, if you have bad tasting food and you own the place and you're the chef, what chance is there of success? None. And remember, when a restaurant is going through many years, you have to make changes throughout those years. You can't stay the same forever. Even comedians have to change their whole approach, and even the way they look quite often. So yeah, change is important. Also, when you're making reservations, don't get everyone coming in at the same time. Set them out throughout the evening, the reservations, so there's plenty of time to cook the food. Don't forget, you're cooking from fresh. Nothing's frozen. Everything is fresh, made on the day, including all the pastry and the bread. You should start early in a restaurant. You should be there by, let's say, 10 o'clock every day. No name tags. You're not a burger bar, so you don't want name tags. If you can, get some sort of uniform going, even if it's a t-shirt with the name of your restaurant on there, so everyone knows straight away who to order from. As soon as you settle people down, ask them what they want to drink and go and get their drinks straight away so they don't have to wait. And many things can be made ahead of time, like for instance salads and sauces, because you know how many you're going to roughly be selling anyway, so you should have things made ahead of time, some of them. And when I say ahead of the time, I'm not talking about the day before, I'm talking about the same day. One of the worst problems in a badly run restaurant is the owner is in denial. He thinks he knows it all. So really listen to what people say, especially your customers. After all, they're the ones who are going to make you successful or not. And don't make excuses if you're the owner. I mean, after all, the buck really stops with you, so you can't blame other people. If you're the owner and you start blaming the chef because he hasn't kept the fridge clean, or the not freezer, you shouldn't have a freezer. If he hasn't kept the place clean, it's not his fault, it's your fault for not checking in. You've got to check his work. You've got to check everybody's work to make sure everything is done to a high level. Never put hot food or warm food in the fridge because it will make it taste sour. Put labels on everything and keep it all up to date. Never let anything start to rot at all. Get rid of it quickly. If a dish goes out and let's say the plate underneath looks a bit dirty, don't let it go out. Or if it's not hot enough, the food, don't let it go out. It's always got to go out perfectly. If you start getting dishes coming back, there's something wrong with your restaurant. You're not doing a proper job. The food is crap, basically, or it's too cold, or all sorts of things. I mean, once you get one problem, you'll find many problems with the food as well. Not that it's only just too cold. It might be tasteless, or the plate's dirty, or chips. Don't send out a chipped plate. Everything's got to look spick and span and new. Plates don't cost that much. So I think I said this in the other video. Make sure everything is in the plastic tubs or whatever and labelled. Date and labelled. Good restaurant never has fridges or microwaves. Never has freezers or microwaves. You should have a fridge, and that's about it. And when you get an order, shout it out so everyone around in the kitchen knows what they've got to do, because there might be a salad with it, and they want to know so they can be sorted out the type of salad while you're doing whatever you're doing, and another one's making the sauce. So everyone's got a job to do at the same time. And that's about it, really. I think I've said it all. Make sure everyone's clean and tidy, spotlessly clean hands, etc. And you don't want anyone who is taking the whole thing as a joke. Make sure everyone has got a serious mind. Otherwise, just get rid of them. Anyone who can't buck up their ideas, get rid of them. And you should have a successful restaurant. And if you haven't got a successful restaurant, that means you're doing something wrong. You're not following any of my suggestions. So, good luck. Not that you should rely on luck. You should rely on being a well-run, well-oiled restaurant. And just a reminder, if you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Thank you. And there's another important point I should mention, and that is where a restaurant is failing, they try to make up the loss in profits by putting up the price of the food. Well, you can't do that. The food's not only awful, that's why no one's going there, but even less people will go because the food's so expensive and still awful. So no, you've just got to make sure it's the correct price. Not too expensive. You can't be too expensive. Check out the prices around in other restaurants. If possible, similar restaurants to yours. Then you can see for yourself what you should charge. But also, it depends what you're cooking, but sometimes it's good to make sure that you're getting ingredients which are tasty, which can make the dish taste good, but they're not expensive. I mean, certain things go up and certain ingredients go up and down, don't they, throughout the year? Certain time of the year they're very cheap, and that's the time when you can use them. And that way you can keep your prices down. And also, if you can, buy things locally, local fresh. And I mean fresh, not frozen, fresh. Especially if you're in a seaside resort, maybe you can buy fresh seafood and cook that, including fish, of course. Don't know if I mentioned it in the other videos, but never put any pictures of your food on the menu or anywhere else comes to that. Never use French words which other people won't understand. When people read a menu, they want to understand straight away exactly what they're ordering. So don't confuse them with French. And if you're losing money, whatever you do, don't overprice what you're selling, because people will stop coming. Very important to keep the menus small, and the menus should be clean. I mean, some of these restaurants, the menus are filthy, they're greasy, and they're quite old. So make sure that a thick piece of paper almost, a thin card with the menu on it. That's all you need. You don't need anything too big. And on the menu should be ingredients that you could use for each dish on there. So you can use the same ingredients, just changing a few of the ingredients to make new dishes. too many choices in the menu makes people anxious. I know if I'm on eBay or something, if there's too many choices, I can't make a choice and I just leave and don't buy anything. So if you bear in mind all those things, there shouldn't be any reason that your restaurant isn't going to be a great success. Just make sure your staff is always friendly, smiling, and never argue in the in the kitchen, because if you start shouting at each other in the kitchen, the public's going to hear it and they won't want to come back. That happened to me in a pizza place, a famous pizza place actually. I won't mention it, the name, a chain of pizzas, and they were arguing in the kitchen, two men, and it spoiled my dinner with my girlfriend at the time. And I thought, I'm never coming back, and I never did go back. I'm sure a lot of people felt the same. So never argue. If you're a chef who likes to shout at people, don't. Keep it quiet. If you look at Gordon Ramsay, he's one of the best chefs there is, and he doesn't go around shouting at people. If people are working properly, he just talks to them. He might talk with a bit of temper at times and call the person an idiot or something, but he's not going to shout where the people in the restaurant can hear what's going on. Remember, when people come to your restaurant, they're coming for a good time and a good meal, and to be with someone, to have a nice, chat. Bear these things in mind. Public relations.